Okay, well, we're in, are we? Just give me 1 second.
Careful.
Yeah, that's it. Just, it's gonna be fine. Alright. I guess we're doing it.
Shards in.
Yes,
How much time do you need to...
it is done.
Hell yeah! It worked!
Oh,
So we
Jesus.
can keep going. To Mikoshi.
Your path lies open.
I guess thanks,
Thank
but
you all.
did you have to murder them?
Certain.
Probably.
Good.
I'm
I
ready.
think you just burned all their freaking cyberware.
Let's move.
God, that's terrifying. There can't be many of them left. What are you? Arasaka software. Yeah, that's not important. I'd go around collecting everything, but good God, I think we need to just get out of here. Ah. Problem. Big problem. You haven't noticed the mech suit? Or is it friendly? Oh yeah, she's taking control.
V? Saul?
I feel it too. Something's amiss.
It's the hush. Does anyone else have the chills? Something happened here.
We'll soon find out what. Mikoshi is near.
You took control of their systems. What is it? What is Alt up to? Why is there anyone still alive?
This is a code black! Code black! Everyone, run! I'll cover
You
you!
should turn the car into a death trap.
It seems your alt takes no prisoners.
Yeah, I can see that. I wasn't expecting her to just fry everyone in the bloody... Well, they've detected me, but let's hope it stays behind. I don't think there's anyone left to fight me.
Didn't have to die.
Yeah. We're not the good guys. I'm not the good guy. I've committed a few war crimes. God, you're just murdering civilians, Alt.
I think this is it. I made it.
This is
Few
Mikoshi?
steps is all that separates you from Mikoshi.
It seems you'll finally get your chance.
You
We're with you, V. To the very
Okay.
end. The Aldecaldos always keep their word.
It can't be much further, can it?
We have the room past the partition. Then we'll be at the core.
Just a few more steps. Come on, V. Alt had better keep her word. Thanks.
You can do this.
Shit, that would be Atom Smasher. I recognize that instantly. Yeah. Oh shit, I think Saul's gonna get killed. Ah! That one's on me. That's... Back off. I really should have... Back off, back off. I need range. Pick me up. Come on, where are you? I need a headshot on him, ideally. Let's weapon glitch. No, okay. Yorinobu doesn't want me here. Sent him. Smasher to kill us all. Come on. No, I can't. I need a lot more RAM than I've got. I've got to build it up. Up. I need range. Probably something a little more powerful. What the hell? Where are all these guys coming from? Come on. I don't really... shit, you're everywhere. Come on. Come on, get headshot. I really need a headshot to make this count. I like how you're surviving him. Oh, something. Yeah, I'm gonna take these guys out. Let's head up. Let's finish these guys off. Okay. Your next smasher. Give me something. Weapon glitch. Oh, you're looking for Rogue. She's not here. I've got nothing to do with her. You're fucking up the absolute wrong tree. God, I wish I could, I can't see my bloody crosshair. Oof. Come on, where is it? Missed. This is fine. I think I've got him. Nope, I need to stop running while I'm trying to reload. Forgotten the sensation of pain. Don't use this to kill him. I want him dead. Come on. That did the job. Come on. Just give me a second. I need to reload this. It takes a while. Give me a line. Critical. One more, I think, will do the job. Pop. I remember you.
Smasher. I remember you. Promised to kill Silverhand once.
And you threatened to assault Evelyn. He sends his regards.
You in on a little secret. Johnny, he's here with us. Now he can't talk.
I don't mind killing him.
Feel him under my skin.
Oh god, I can see his brain.
What the fuck are you talking about?
In the end, gotcha. Silverhand triumphs.
Dealt with. Fine with that, but I would have done that more for Evelyn's benefit and the fact that I don't want him alive anymore. He's clearly... well, he's dealt with, so let's not worry about it much. In the end, I was rather over-leveled for that boss fight, I think. Oh, god. Jeez, I just gotta make a little bit further. Look, look, Johnny, I've taken out Smasher for you. Just, I want to get you out of my brain and walk away.
I'll make it.
Come on. I can do it.
The access point lies before you. Link to it, insert yourself, then search for me on the other side.
Insert myself.
Come on. Lean on me.
I can do this.
It's alright, Panam. I gotta do this myself. I really do. Just this. If I can't save myself... Come on. Jack in. Let's get this finished. Wow, that's different. I've got a compatible plug, right? Am I going inside Mikoshi? She's not gonna back me up, like as a data. Like as data. Hey, you don't want to drown. You still gotta breathe, right? Even while you're under? Hope it doesn't just breathe automatically and it just drowns me. Okay. This is a change of events. What the hell is this? Ah. Yeah, no, it's the roof where I made my decision. It's the cat! Hello. Oh. Okay, I'm having a moment. Really think... I guess I gotta sit down and admire the view. That's the bullet that Misty gave me. Oh,
Let
God.
us go then, you and I. When the evening is spread out against the sky, like a patient etherized upon a table. Let us
What
go
are you quoting?
through certain half-deserted streets, the muttering retreats of restless nights in one-night cheap hotels, and sawdust restaurants and oyster shells. Streets that follow like a tedious argument of insidious intent to lead you to an overwhelming question.
And that question is...
Oh, do not ask, what is it? Let us go and make our visit.
I don't like what Alt has got in mind for me. I suddenly have serious misgivings about Alt Cunningham. Oh, there's those stairs. We're on a pyramid. Johnny, you're back. Ready to get out of my head.
Hey, Johnny. How packed you wash out? Got your one-way ticket.
This funny to you?
You know, discovered one nice thing about becoming Johnny Silverhand. You stop giving the slimmest shit about Johnny Silverhand.
That right. This mean you've already decided
Pretty much,
what
yeah.
comes next?
Well, what comes next? I get you out of my head. Decision. I made the decision long ago. Do I go forward or backwards? I'm kicking your ass out.
Johnny,
That's the...
not gonna lie, but you'd best prepare your ass for the fucking kick of the century. Got no idea where you'll land after it, but sure hope it'll be far away from me.
I thought he might be killed if he gets out of me.
Alt! You here?
This is the diner.
Haven't caught on yet, have you?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What?
Alt's already
What is she doing?
split us. Once you jacked into Mikoshi, she lit you up with Soul Killer.
You're out, but don't fuck around.
I am not his girlfriend.
Hello. You hit me with Soul Kill without asking. I'm waiting for the bombshell. What is
Hey,
it?
Alt.
What have you
So,
done?
seeing as we seem to have the soul splitting out of the way, what's next?
I am currently verifying the checksum and eliminating engram copy errors in the
I have a
process.
checksum?
Wait, you mean I...
Yeah.
Am I a construct?
She
You have
means
just
to
pulled me
follow
out of my
our
fucking...
footsteps. Next step's to copy you into the gonk's brain.
Which gonk? Someone please explain.
Wait, hold on. I want to know what the hell happened to me. Exactly.
I applied Soul Killer to separating your two psyches, thereby creating V's distinct construct. An added analgesic protocol precluded any perception of pain.
Thanks.
I was unable to eliminate all the changes made through the Johnny data incursion and override, but V's engram integrity remains high.
Meaning you can transfer her psyche back into her brain?
As if onto a blank, virgin partition.
Still plan to destroy Mikoshi. Okay, well, if you want to plug me back into my body and we can just all leave,
You still plan to obliterate
that's fine by me.
Mikoshi?
It's gotta burn.
You do what you
What
want.
about
I don't care.
everyone locked
I'm
away
over.
there?
I'm just over.
I will free them. Take
Yeah,
them
you'll
with
control
me.
them.
Cut the
Incorporate them.
crap. You'll gobble them up like so many morsels of code. Make them part of you.
As if they could hope for anything better.
Your decision, I suppose. I don't care. I just want my body back.
So that's really it. We're
I
done.
could care about your war with
You got your
Marasaka.
word. There
I want
is
out
one
of this.
aspect I failed to take into account.
Fucking what?
Alt? What?
The body is a key factor in this transaction. DNA reconfiguration by the relic has progressed too far. Added to aggressive, invasive medications, the body's immune system attacking its own neurons.
Christ, will you just skip to the end?
After I transfer your construct into your body, you will die. It is inevitable. It is imminent.
How? What do you mean? What, instantly? So you plug me back in and it's just done? I'm just dead, am I? Check again.
Are you absolutely sure? Check again.
You shall live for
6
about
months.
6 months. Perhaps
Oh, fuck
some
you,
more.
Alt.
No. There's gotta be something we haven't thought of.
Your body will see you as an intruder.
Why was it?
My body.
The biochip's nanites have altered it permanently. The body is now Johnny.
Alt, give us a minute. V and I need to talk.
It thinks it's fuck Johnny, though. There's nothing to talk about.
There's nothing to talk about. I have had enough of this. Of everything. You most of all.
Perfect. Because we're sticking to the plan. I'm going with Alt fuck knows where. You're keeping your body.
Yes. For 6
Where's
months.
she even gonna take you?
Beyond the Black Wall. To become part of her. Whatever the
Enjoy.
hell that means.
Death is better than some digital afterlife.
Jesus. To be a shapeless shadow in a digital afterlife? Really think I'd rather die.
It is freedom from the body's limitations.
That's so.
From the base worries of life. And
Not the kind of freedom I want.
It is a new perspective on all.
No. Be left with fading memories. Of sharing a bed. Head-splitting hangovers. Sea breeze on my face.
Yeah.
Sun's heat on my shoulders.
I want the imperfections of the body.
So take back your life. The 6 months you got left.
And there's no way to reverse that. That's it. 6 months and I die. The light gives me hope. What light?
Didn't think life was worth clinging to. Not at any price, anyway.
'Cause it ain't.
Wrong. That light beyond the black wall. See?
I think I went on multiple. I should have.
Could be the flames of hell or heaven's grace.
No,
Might
I
also
don't.
be an
I disagree with that. Sorry.
We've learned how to turn into pure data.
Scrubbing that
But
line
an
from
animal
canon. Didn't mean to
still
press it.
prowls inside us.
I don't want to
And
be
its
pure data.
instinct to survive almost can't be extinguished.
Yeah. That instinct's part of being human. But so is denying it.
I'm not gonna say it's dangerous beyond that. I don't care if it's dangerous. He can go fuck off and die.
Is there really no other way?
As I said, Johnny can retain the body, remain there, while you come with
No.
me.
Guess I meant... I don't know. A happier ending for everyone involved.
Here, for folks like us, wrong city, wrong people.
Yet the right to make a choice you have earned, through will and endeavor.
The choice of what?
This bridge leads deeper into cyberspace. Cross it and permanently sever the connection with your body. The path to your body passes through that mortal well.
So I live my life as a digital slave to Alt. Which is what that is. Let's not pretend otherwise. Part of me, survival. That's not what's going on here. Or I get to be human for 6 more months and that's it. That's really my fucking option now. That's genuinely what the game's throwing at me. On one hand, V does survive, but as what? Alt's not who she was. She's barely a person anymore. That's not life. If I can't have my body, Johnny certainly can't have it. That's... I want to live whatever actual, real human life I've got left, not what fucking weird hellscape you've got planned out for me.
Normal again, Johnny. That's what I want to be.
I've got more things than just life to look forward to. Spend it with Judy. If she'll take me. Still. Is that even a crueler thing to do to her? Like, considering that I'm basically, you know, condemning her to watch me slowly die of basically a neurogenic disease in front of her. That's my options. Or to just literally ghost and leave her with Johnny's body. Although Johnny would break it off with Judy pretty quickly. You'd hope so. God, if he used my body to... Let's get back to the real world. Fuck this bullshit.
For fuck's sake, defend yourself! You're not even trying!
You know, you taught me to let go sometimes. Save my strength for one last...
I don't think I taught you much at all. Whatever. Do what you like. I hope you two are happy together. I'm gonna go off and die now. Let's get back to my body. I'm keeping it. When I die, my body goes with me. Same with my body. When it dies, I go with it.
And never stop fighting.
What a kick in the dick. Six months, though. Better than that. Hopefully I'll be healthier, at least. Oh, little birdie. Is that representative of something? Oh, it got rid of all my money. It got rid of all my stuff. I've got an Aldecaldo's uniform on. I don't like it. What's the point in leveling up? I'm not even gonna bother. Seriously, I don't like this look either. I liked my old clothes. I chose them. Has this been some time now?
Why'd you want to meet here? For the view? Or are you turning sentimental on me?
So you do remember. I thought of it then as a one-time thing. I would help you, you would help... Fuck. No, that's a lie.
Mm-hmm. Had it in for the Raffins. You were out to get him with
That's
Mitch's...
it. How much time has it been? I didn't... If it said, I didn't see it.
They agreed. You'd have told me to fuck off then and there.
Oh, stop. Look at the city. Somewhere in there, those bastards from Arasaka are wondering how they lost everything. They'll figure it out one day. But we'll be long gone.
Arasaka's been defeated? Well, if Al's got into Mikoshi... I've left, have I? I hope it hasn't been too long.
Gotta say, I didn't expect things to end this way.
So it's
Do you mean
Atlanta,
Mikoshi?
back to Night City, and then out.
Uh-huh. Night City. Did you think you would stay forever?
Maybe longer than about 3 weeks.
A couple of months ago, no way I'd have said I'd leave.
I've only got 6 months to leave. You
Would've
can't have just
staked my
skipped
life on it.
several months.
A wager I'd have lost if I'd taken it.
Yet, here we are.
So I'm now
On the
officially
road.
running with the Aldecaldos.
Not sure I'd have found the courage without you. Thanks.
Ah, stop. And you'd best say your goodbye to this view. You won't see the city again.
Nothing left for me here.
Used to think of it as my city. Bonded
It's my
together.
home city as well.
I owned it. It owned me. Nothing to keep me there now, though.
I feel the same way. What on earth was I thinking?
I don't know.
Thought the city would help us see ourselves for who we were. Both of us.
Yes, but damn it! It's like a damned dealer at a damned kabuki casino. And I went all in and I lost everything.
Everything? You serious? Really?
Almost everything.
If anyone has the right to say they lost everything, it'd be V right now, not Panam.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
And you're running the
Well,
Aldecaldos
shit,
now with Soul
something.
dead.
But we're getting out. At last. Placing our bets on something better, somewhere else.
What, I ran away without Judy?
Bleeding again.
I'm dying still. I'll figure it out. Maybe there is a way to stop me from
We'll
dying.
figure this out, Panam. Vic's drug helps a bit now. And once we get to where we're going, we'll try
Maybe
all
there
the
is a way
contacts.
forward.
They've pulled some of our folks out of deep, deep cesspits. They'll help. You'll see.
Good to hear.
So if I just literally
really is.
walked out on Judy as well, on top of everything else.
Speaking of which, what about our plan?
Everything is set and confirmed. We'll meet our people soon. Gather our gear and set off. Yes, the road could be hard, but as long as we don't fuck up, we should cross the border in a matter of hours.
Let's get out of here.
Great, I'm so excited
Sure.
to spend more time
But
with the
V-
Aldecaldos.
Get a good look at the city. One last time. If you need to, I mean.
I mean, Judy said she wanted
I'll
to
wait in the
leave the
car.
city. But she probably wanted to head to Oregon with her family. Oh, no. They're in Seattle, aren't they? Her grandmother? She said she was at Seattle. I don't know if I've even spoken to her. That's what I'm more worried about than this. And also, yeah, if we've got contacts elsewhere, maybe we'll find a way to cure this brain thing I've got. Who knows? That could be the sequel. Cyberpunk 2, 50 hours of V slowly succumbing to neurodegeneration.
All night, city. Good night and good luck.
But what about Judy? I didn't get to clear that up. You ready to roll credits? I hope this music isn't copyrighted.
Gentleman extraordinaire, Yorinobu Arasaka confirmed that his sis, Hanako, was among the victims.
Among the victims. Did Yorinobu kill his sister as well? Has he just been going through his family with a fucking scalpel?
Usual gallons of blood, sweat, and tears, of course.
How long's Michigo got to
This is
last?
rot. I've heard enough.
I don't really care what's happened to Arasaka. They've been kicked out of Night City. Yeah, as I said, if Alt got in there, they are... Mikoshi is gone. Arasaka's probably lost a lot of influence.
Most of our people have already crossed. They'll wait for us on the other side.
And our souvenirs from Mikoshi?
If we so much as approached the gates with tech like that, they would wipe us out without warning. We've checked. Arasaka has people at every
So how do
border
you plan to get
crossing.
it across?
But we know a road less traveled.
Ah, well, you should be pretty accomplished smugglers. Let's just hope this goes better than it did for me and Jackie.
Arasaka. Deja
Always
vu.
Arasaka. So it's still
Did
a
I say
problem.
something wrong?
Just reminded me of Jackie and the Arasaka job. Think you know how that ended.
I'm sorry, V.
Come on. You had nothing to do with that. And anyways, things will be different now. Got
I
it.
don't even know what... So what are we actually going to be doing something? I thought it was about to roll credits once we got in the car and drove away from Night City. Also, this music has gotten me copyrighted before. I know of
There
it.
is one thing I will miss about Night City.
What's that?
The food. The Thai on 7th and Haywood. The pierogies down by the docks.
I'm probably sure I could give you some great
Seriously?
tips.
You'll understand once you've ridden with us.
Yeah,
for
I
a
bet the
while.
food with you guys is awful. Wonder if I'll miss the city too.
Wonder if I'll miss Night City too.
You'll miss the Night City you imagined was there. The
I
city
grew
with
up here.
endless Potential.
I'll miss this
endless
nostalgia.
possibilities. The city that was a lie.
We'll handle it together. Even the memories of MC.
I'm not with Panam now. No, it doesn't happen, because you have to be male to be with Panam. Which is good, because I don't like Panam much, but... I'm not sure the game knows that you're supposed to be male to be with Panam. It almost seems like it doesn't notice a difference. Oh, Mitch is alive still, thank God. I kinda ended up being kinda fond of him a little bit in a sort of weird, annoyed way.
Mitch, hey.
Hey, V.
Good
I didn't make
to
the wrong
hear
call.
you, Chum. How's things?
Give me a month and I'll be as good as new. I told you all I'd be fine, didn't I?
Come
Give
on,
you a
Mitch.
month.
You weren't nearly that confident after Mikoshi. None of us were. He was in bed for weeks, a vegetable. It would have been the end of him if not for his synapses. Toughened, made almost fry-proof in panzers back in the war.
Did save every one of our asses, though.
Pity Saul's not with us. Or Teddy. Or Bobby.
All my fault. It's a
They
good
would've
thing
kicked
you
your
don't hold
ass out of
grudges.
whack after that move with the Panzer. Then hugged you until you puked.
I know, Pan Am, I know.
Gave us all a chance at a new start. Let's not fuck it up.
I'm glad you're with us, V. See you soon.
I'm so mixed about this.
I can smell the ozone, even through the air conditioning.
It's that storm. Getting close.
What are we actually doing? We're just driving in circles. We're at the solar plant.
Okay, we've arrived.
It's high
Thank you.
time.
Is this the Elder Caldos camp now? There's the tank. Everyone calls it a Panzer, and I insist on calling it a tank, because a Panzer is just German for tank. It's just what it means. It's just the English word for the German word that everyone seems to insist on using to call it
Hey, Mitch.
a tank.
Hey, let's get the fuck out of here, shall we?
Hey, how are things? Is everything arranged?
Everything's almost set.
So you found it? Where we thought it would be?
All plans laid and in place?
They are indeed. But someone is supposedly waiting for you. Come see us
Oh,
later. We'll
good.
talk about the who, what, and how.
Someone's waiting for me. If it's anyone other than Judy, I'm going to be really annoyed. So I gotta go over here.
Rain Dance Club in Chicago, ages ago. I didn't edit them. No,
Just,
we get the
just
ready
bloody
made.
Carol.
Just jack the dopamine wear on the Johnson Janes.
She sounds a little like
Put the
Judy,
new
actually.
laws-
Hey, you're here.
Okay. Thank you. Hello, Judy. I am exceedingly pleased to see you.
Jude, you made it.
Calls her Jude.
I doubted you would come.
Yeah, Carol gave me a ride.
Okay.
I would have found this place.
They put them together because they do sound weirdly alike. Like I always thought that every time Carol spoke, I always thought, hang on, that sounds like Judy. No, they're different actresses. I just thought they sounded alike.
Otherwise.
Glad you didn't change your mind.
Damn, I'm glad you're here. So fucking glad you didn't change your mind.
Think I made up my mind before you did.
Yeah, you always planned on leaving the city. So you're coming
It's
with us,
just,
are you? The Elder Colors might not have been what you had in mind.
You clearly got things you need to hash out. Leave you girls to it.
Thank you. We need to talk, I think.
Everything all right?
Just here. Now. I think I realized I never felt right in Night City. I used to think there'd come a day when I'd finally call it home. Thought, any moment now I'll feel safe.
I'd be surprised if the Elder Elders were really your thing in the end. You don't really seem in this particular group. Still. Is there going to be a dialogue option, or is that just it? Seriously? Anything? No? Genuinely? Or do I have to get really close to you? Okay. I was keeping a little bit more distance than I'd expected. Alright. You'll find your home.
You'll find your place, where you really belong now.
Only say that because you've already found it.
I say it because I know you will too.
So why the hell do I feel like I'm running away?
I don't know. Maybe it just... If we're gonna... She needs to find a new home, and I really don't think the Aldecaldos are fit for her. But, you know, it wouldn't bother me if we split with the Aldecaldos as I start to die. Eventually. Because I don't... You know, I want V to have a life with Judy. I don't want her to have a life with the Aldecaldos, necessarily. Maybe over time, maybe after time, eventually, just becomes untenable. Disagreements with Panam, I'm becoming weaker and less capable of helping out, and eventually we just go and live in a nice cabin up in, you know, on the outskirts of Seattle, perhaps. Visit with Judy's grandparents until I eventually probably fade away or get an assisted suicide. This is not a happy ending, is it? I feel miserable. I think I know... Maybe I should be optimistic? I think I know what you mean.
It's betrayal, you sense. Feels like you're betraying it, and somehow the city knows, and it stands in judgment.
Yeah. It's like I want to leave, but it's pulling me back in. Like it's got another sweet, sweet promise just for me.
All the promises are empty, though.
Empty, Judy. All of them. But we hold the cards now.
See, I just don't know if I believe that everything's going to be better with the Aldecaldos. That
You know, I
that
used
they're
to
a real
mark time
improvement.
in stages. One juncture to the next. There was the mega building, hole in the wall phase, and then the group home phase, the Mox phase.
Whom presumably you've split entirely
Every
with now.
time I thought I found a home. And every damn time I came away disappointed.
It'll be different now. I hope so.
Things will be different now. You'll see.
Promise?
No, don't want to promise you a thing. Don't have to. You'll see. We'll have a home. We'll be home soon.
It's a vision I like. A lot.
Oh, of course I'm
Me
going to
too.
hug her.
We're gonna be alright. If I can be sure of anything now, it's that.
Feel better already.
We'll be going soon.
Heading out soon. Gotta get ahead of that storm. And stay on Panam's good side.
Yeah. Carol said a thing or two. Warned me.
Don't worry. You'll like her.
So, we going?
Got one last thing to take care of. It'll only take a sec.
Okay. I'll be waiting right here.
I might go back on that whole liking Panam thing, by the way. I still don't really like her much. I'm sorry, I just don't. Whatever this plan is, better not backfire at the last minute. Go on. What's this plan you've got
Need any
in
help
mind?
preparing?
No, it's all packed and ready to go. We were waiting for you.
Personal
That's all.
spaceman.
Alright. So the plan. One more time.
We won't take any official crossing. I think you know that, right? So there's this old smuggling tunnel. Forgotten. We'll aim to use that. It's near the wall.
A gate near the wall. And a tunnel. Brilliant.
So you found a gate in the wall. Clever.
Not in as much as under.
It's one of those old smuggling tunnels. Thankfully, it's still open.
More tunnels.
It wasn't the easiest thing to locate after all these years.
You know,
But now, nothing.
because the last
can stop
time we
us
did
now.
tunnels, it went really well. What about the defense systems along the border?
Look, tunnel's cool and all, but we gotta get there first. And what about security up and down the border? Whole area's brimming with tech. Drones on perpetual patrol, heavier stuff too, maybe.
Don't worry. We know what's there and what to do about it. And Carol and Cassidy will keep the corpos off our tail.
Well, if Judy gets killed, I'm splitting with all of you.
And nobody's likely
That
to
would
spot
probably
us.
be my fault.
Sooner or later, the border guards will realize something's not right.
But by the time they get around to it, we'll be far, far away. Plus, that storm's a true stroke of luck. It should cover our tracks.
We'll need more than a storm to keep the corpos off our tail.
Got bigger concerns than us. And even if they don't, just let them try and catch us. They'll regret it.
I don't really want to cause more damage. But, you know.
Great. And once we've crossed, what then?
We'll make for our meeting point, join the rest of our people there, then we'll move on towards Tucson.
And once there, we call the shots, right?
We know the roads like the back of our hand. And down in Arizona, we have some old favors to call in.
So even if I wanted to, I got nothing to worry about.
Starting today, it's not all on your back. You're no longer alone, V. You'll get used to it. It's nice.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, time to move. Before that
I don't like
storm
owing
finds
people's
us.
favors anymore. I've kind of gotten over owing people's favors, even here. And I wish it were anyone but the damn Aldecaldos. And I gotta drive a tank again. Why do I get bad feelings about all of this? Alright, I didn't end up saying what I was supposed to say there.
Are we all set?
Mm-hmm.
So jack in. Let's get the hell out of here.
You
All
got
right.
it.
Let's get to Arizona. God knows it'll be better there.
This is your big new beginning. So you have to start it like a real nomad. Behind the proverbial wheel. Mostly go straight. Go around the bigger holes and don't lose the rest. Got it?
We're literally gonna drive off into the
I will
sunset,
deal
aren't
with
we?
the nitro. The mix
In a
will go
tank,
straight to
though.
the cylinders.
Not in a horse.
If I don't sync it just right manually, it could blow us to bits.
I think that's best avoided.
Glad we're doing this.
Meaning, leaving?
Mm-hmm. Said goodbye to the girls at Lizzie's today. Almost all were sure I'd flake back out. Even started a pool, you know? About me limping back home, tail between my legs. Like many of them.
Why
More
couldn't I just
time
ridden with
carry
Judy?
them in.
Got a
Would've
feeling
preferred that.
majority's gonna be out some eddies.
I ever tell you I planned this with Evelyn? A flight out of Night City to Bliss. Dreamed about what we'd do when we finally got the chance.
I'm sorry, Judy.
Don't let it bother you. I won't. Mentioned it because feels like I should let that dream go too.
Okay, whoever's on AC needs to drop the exposure by a couple of stops, because it's getting difficult to see now. This is why you never trust an auto exposure system. You need to do it manually. Seriously, I am gonna hit something.
Ready?
I'm not supposed to
Been
hit.
ready always.
Then hit it. Home stretch. Full speed ahead.
Alright. I'm just following you on the HUD here. Through the border. Oh shit, okay. I can't engage.
Cassidy, get moving.
I'm heading west and activating the jammers.
Okay. You remember you've got someone particularly important with me, of mine with you.
See you on the other side.
Cross the border. Can I hit the boost? There is a boost NA, but I haven't used it so far. Seriously, Carol, I won't forgive you if you fuck that up.
The nitro is ready.
Oh, finally.
Goodbye,
Now I'm
Night
gonna get
City. It's your last chance.
nitro
Got
out.
nothing left to say.
Apparently nitro is ready, but there's no button to use it.
Start her up. Wheel is yours.
Let's ride.
Alright, you're driving now? I'll shoot if I need to, but...
Exactly what you wanted. A new beginning.
Don't slow down, Pan Am. Not yet.
yeah. Breathe free. Wow, an actual outside look at my character. Finally. So that's what she looks like when she's not got a camera for her head. and me sitting behind it. She looks so good. Just in person, in motion. I know there was originally supposed to be more third-person cutscenes. It would have been nice to see her occasionally, outside of, like, menus and shit. And photo mode. If I could have been wearing my own clothes, and had Panam not come in and ruined it for me a little bit, could I have a moment alone, Panam 1? Apparently not. Leaving it behind. I get why Judy couldn't be in the tank, but why couldn't I have been in Judy's car? Like, do we really need to drive a tank out of Night City?
Well, it's perfect. All great, Panam. We're going home.
Damn. I'm so mixed about that ending. And I'm dying anyway, so... Lots of... Great point that was. Ah. I mean, what did I expect choosing the... Oh, hold on.
Life out there in the desert? Getting some sun? Some
the
fresh
star.
air in those lungs? Don't forget to get
And the
yourself
world.
a checkup every once in a while. Any dust or dirt gets into that insulation, you're done. Of course, decent ripper is harder to find out there than a 4-star hotel.
You're staying in Night City.
So actually, how about you just stop by when you're back in the city, huh? Think I could swing
I
on
don't feel like I'm ever
discount
returning
for
to
a
Night City.
regular like you. Till next time, V.
Till next time, but I really don't think there's gonna be one, Vic.
V, is it true what they say? You rolling around in the dirt
You
with
not
the
happy with that?
avocados? Have you lost your mind, mija? Didn't you get in enough trouble already, eh? That city was too boring for you.
I'm sorry.
Estás loca, eh? Crazy, completely crazy.
God, that's genuinely scathing. I feel like I made the wrong choice already.
Just watch out for yourself, okay? Don't do anything stupid. Because I'm not going to a second funeral.
I'm sorry. Look,
If you want to see some old faces,
that funeral's happening eventually, surely. I mean, I don't think they're gonna resolve the imminent death thing.
just give me a call
Ever.
before, and I'll make my special chilaquiles just for you.
Make up your mind. Are you unhappy or happy about this?
Cuídate, V.
She's not a fan of the Elder Caldos, obviously.
Hey, V.
Alright.
I know what you're thinking. Why is my crazy output leaving a message on the machine while I'm making breakfast?
That's why I'm right there. You could just talk to me, Judy, but it's fine.
Mushy when it comes to sharing feelings. So, what the hell? I figured I'd just tell you here. V, I just wanted you to know that
Did you necessarily have to be unclothed for this?
I'm happy
I mean, not to...
for the first time in my life.
You can express yourself however you wish, but,
And I wanted to
Oh, that's literally me.
speak of the devil. See you soon.
Alright, Judy.
V, hey. Christ, that run we did. My heart's still pounding. The pack of nomads versus Arasaka. Oh, I mean, the odds were totally stacked against us. I didn't know if we'd get out alive. But hey, we made it. And you know why? Because you were the one leading the charge, V. The craziest, baddest merc from Pacifica to the Appalachians. I don't know what you're up to right now, what your plans are, Just remember, we'd walk through hell and back with you anytime, sister.
Yeah, you already
Till
did.
next time, eh? Take care.
Okay. Oh, no, it's gonna keep going through them, apparently. How many characters has it got to do? I don't...
You told me you were gonna go after Hellman.
Rogue was supposed to be
I
more
was sure
important if you
you'd
did
come
chip it
back
in,
as a
but,
garbage bag full of smithereens.
I don't see in this
But
universe
you
why
did
she'd give even the slightest shit.
I'm not usually wrong about people and what they're capable of. I'm curious to see what else you've got
Not
in ya.
much! Why do people keep
If you're
saying
looking
this,
for your next
talking about me
job.
like I've got a like I've got a future? I haven't. You've established this. Just choose between life or death, otherwise I feel like you're denying me closure.
Hey. So,
Hello,
here's the
River.
thing. Couple fellas from the 5th Precinct busted a shop selling illegal iron.
He's just...
Sawed-offs, stun
Oh, he's
guns,
just
mustard
gossiping
gas
with me.
canisters. Orders from on up were to blow it all to the ground. But then I thought, well, maybe there's a better way to use all this stuff for a good cause. I still remember what you did for us. For me and Randy.
Yeah.
The city needs more people like you. I'm
You're
gonna
starting a
make sure
mercenary group?
this one's on me, V. See you around.
See you around, River. And I made it through a game with a character called River and didn't make a Doctor Who reference.
Before Samurai committed to
Takamura.
they wrote
You're not going to be happy with me, are you?
poem. It contained their final thoughts about life, about death. I have read many of them of late.
Are you about to
Some
commit
are
seppuku?
truly works of beauty. Yet I am not a samurai, so I bid you farewell with simple words. Rot in hell, Kusama.
Yeah. Sorry, Takamura. But... Oh. How are you contacting me?
It's Peralez. V, you're gonna want to hear this. But first, we need to go somewhere no one's listening.
Shit.
Okay, so my wife, Elizabeth, she's in on the whole thing.
How did you manage that?
She keeps saying I should look after myself.
Oh
She
no.
wants me to take these pills. Says they're vitamins. Got 'em
Oh
analyzed
no,
and
he's
all
become
that.
paranoid.
And they look okay. But how am I supposed to know if somebody didn't falsify the results? When you get a sec, call me, okay? Oh yeah, and don't forget to delete this
I've
message.
ruined Peralez.
Hey, V.
Hi, Misty. I don't...
Listen, I was just thinking about you, so I laid out a quick tarot. I know the reading's not as strong without you here, but we haven't seen each other for so long, and well, one thing led to another. You know what I drew? The chariot, the lovers, and the sun.
Yeah, well, that sounds about right.
Looks like you've got a good life ahead of you out in the Badlands. Good luck, V. Be free.
I think Takamura committed seppuku. There it is. That's the end. Peralez went nuts. I didn't do good on here. Will's not happy with me and the Elder Caldos, but she's otherwise... River's doing well, at least. And Judy, well... she's doing just great. Anyway, yeah, I'm fairly mixed with that ending. On one hand... we got out of Night City, which ultimately was for the better. Sorry. Just gonna turn that down. But it's just... I really wish I cared more about the Aldecaldos. It could have made me care more about the Aldecaldos. But I really don't think they were built up well enough. I think there's a presumption that I like the Aldecaldos from the beginning, rather than any attempt to actually make them anything more than... I mean, what did I expect choosing the Aldecaldos at the end there? But it was between them and Arasaka, so what would have happened if I went with Arasaka? I won't know for a while. I'll get to that in a second. But... this game is such... it's simultaneously an absolute masterpiece and also extraordinarily frustrating. I don't think I've ever had quite so mixed, and I mean genuinely mixed. Not that I'm down on this game. I think it's incredible in parts, and I think it's really rough in parts, and it's all clashing around in there, and I can't decide exactly whether or not... I can't imagine... Would I recommend this game, for instance? Yes, you have to play it. But there's an awful lot of asterisks attached to that. Because on one hand, I've played very few games, there have been a few others, that have really dropped you into the role of a character as successfully as this game does with V. Because, for most games, the playable character is a vessel for the gameplay. Which is fine and good for most games. But with narrative-driven games, if it can't get you invested in the main character, they just feel really, really abrasive and unpleasant to play as. You just start really getting annoyed at them. And there's not much you can do about it. One of the helpful things is having, you know, dialogue trees. Means you can kind of make V... Although it's more heavily scripted than some other RPGs, you can make V the character you want to make them. I think this game does it so well that I was so invested in V, and there's only a few other games I could think in which I was involved or invested in a character's story as Cyberpunk 2077. I think it's a masterpiece, with the exception that one part of the game just isn't very well written, and that's everything regarding the Aldecaldos. Even that ending there, I just wish it could have been something else there. It was that or Rogue, as far as I can tell. There wasn't an ending to do with the Mox, there wasn't an ending to do with River. The one I didn't do. So, okay, if I'd done chipping in and done the whole business with Rogue, that would have resulted in a new ending. I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% on that. Because why wouldn't it? Why would you include Rogue and quite a lot of missions behind that if you weren't going to do an ending? But then again, there were a lot of missions behind Judy and the Mox, and that didn't lead to an ending, so I don't know what I'm talking about. And I really... If the Aldecaldos had been written better, I might be less kind of... not disappointed by the ending, just rather left a bit cold. Maybe I am disappointed. The bit with Judy was great. But ending it sitting next to Panam, I could give a fuck about... I want to sit there... Why wouldn't it sit me next to Judy all the time? Why wouldn't you have that? Especially if you're not with Panam. Like, Panam shouldn't be as important to V as Judy, but that seemed... That kind of left me really frustrated. I really wanted to see Judy's relationship with V more directly in parts. I get why some elements that I want aren't in there. That ending should have been with Judy, and I'm really frustrated that it isn't. Seeing her half naked on a phone just isn't enough. And a little strange, and slightly off-putting if I'm perfectly honest. Not that Judy's unattractive, I just don't really like... That's unnecessary, and for me personally, I mean, I don't respond to that sort of thing the way some others do, so... I mean, mostly I think it's just because the relationship between Judy and V is so good, I find it a little too intimate to show the audience. Like, it's voyeuristic. And for me, that just makes me really uncomfortable. It's seriously off-putting, that notion. Some people like it, I don't. Am I gonna go back and do some of the other endings? Maybe, eventually, and of course, the Cyber Psychos and the gigs and stuff. Maybe. But not yet. Of course, sometime this year, Phantom Liberty is supposed to be coming out. And I will be absolutely playing that. Because I want this to continue. I want to play more. I want to be V more. I want to be my V more. So I don't want to do the other endings and kind of spoil my character prior to doing Phantom Liberty. I don't know how involved it is. I do know that Idris Elba's in it, and I'm looking forward to that. I haven't even seen the trailer for it yet. But I do know you're still playing V. And I just want to go back to that with the character I left. So I am not touching any of the other endings until I've finished Phantom Liberty, and we'll see then. But I really... Oh, by the way, Jeremy Lay, female V, excellent work. I think female V is so well acted. And, again, I can't stress enough that male V didn't seem anywhere near as solid. I didn't like him half as much in the cutscenes I've seen of his. Sorry, where was I? Yeah, no. Anyway, point is, I won't touch this game for any reason, even in like a sort of backup save, until I've played Phantom Liberty. And then we'll see if I do some of the other endings, or see what Phantom Liberty just has in store in general. It's supposed to come out this year. We will see about that. The history of this game says otherwise. But it says to, like, even my problems with this game, it speaks to some of the writing and the amount of work that's gone into it, that I am still hyper excited to play Phantom Liberty, even if that ending was a little bit, if I was a little lukewarm on it. Maybe there is a better ending? I can't imagine what would have been. Any ending that doesn't end up with me with Judy in any case is not worthwhile, so... Oh, they're playing this music. Judy's theme, I think. I didn't notice it plays just after, Evelyn dies. I never noticed when it popped up until, Pyramid Song. I love that motif. So... remaining with this interpretation of the character for now, and we'll see where we start. I don't even know when it starts off. Do you come back into the city? What if you chose the ending where you go off with Alt? Or what if you chose... what if you took Hanako's... offer? Like, where would they slot that in? If not, you can't do it after the ending, surely. Because there's too many of them. I mean... As far as I'm concerned, that is the canon ending, regardless of my feelings on it. Those are the choices I've made, and well, all the decisions I've made, I think I can justify, for the most part, with the character that I wanted to play. So I don't regret any choices I've made heretofore, in terms of the character. But, overall, I think, it's how I'm going to consider the official story as far as my V is concerned. So whatever happens with Phantom Liberty, it's going to stick with this interpretation of V. I also don't plan to do another run, at least until Phantom Liberty comes out. I'm going to keep that pure until I don't need to anymore. But I may skim through some of the other endings on the wiki, because I'm not bothered by what they actually are now. I think I've gotten as close to a solid ending as I'm going to get. As far as I'm concerned, the only thing that matters to me is whether or not you can stay with Judy in any of the other endings. Now, Judy always wanted to leave the city. Can you even stay in Night City? That seems a bit backwards, if you can. But, you know, and of course, leaving with Alt is just, that's definitely out of the question, surely. I mean, I don't know what kind of character you'd have to play to make that choice, but it wasn't mine. It was most certainly not mine. But it's such a... It's such a mixture of feelings I have that I can't quite figure out whether I came out of this thing with a positive or negative outlook on the game. On one hand, some of it is the best video game I've ever played. On the other hand, some of it just utterly annoys me. Like I said, like, truly mixed. Truly mixed reactions to this game. And I think of myself as fairly good at tapering my expectations and my feelings about any media to within a certain spectrum. Like, if it's an average game, I sort of align to that. But this game is both amazing and less than amazing. But I'm on board. Even with all that, I'm on board. I've just noticed, Saburo Arasaka keeps coming up in the other localizations. He's always got the same name. Is he only play himself? Does he only play... Is there one actor for Saburo? Maybe Saburo only speaks Japanese. That would make sense for Saburo. He seemed very traditional. Hang on, like, so let's look at Spanish and Mexican cast. Saburo Arasaka will be down at the bottom. Yep, same guy. Masane Tsukiyama. I noticed that. I noticed that seemed a bit out of order in the Chinese localization, and I kept an eye on that one. So there we are. No, but we'll see what happens after the credits, though. I'm gonna watch the credits through, as I always do at the end of games, because you should, especially a game as, you know, that was so involved and crunchy and extremely difficult in its development. The least you could do is skim the bloody credits. And I always like to, once the game's over, just to sit and watch the credits, just to appreciate all the amount of people involved in this. I mean, it's a small nation's worth of individuals that made this game, as it is generally with large AAA games. There's just so many people that have to be involved to make something that detailed, that high quality, and that involved work and look good, and it's impressive and almost scary. Man, I wish I had more involvement in the mocks. God, I've never written a video game before. But surely there was something there. There's a really good basis for an awesome story between the Mox and the Tiger Claws and Arasaka being associated with the Tiger Claws. You really could have pressed that forward. I think there's something there that you could write out that would be incredible and more fitting for the style than the Aldecaldos. Oh, because on one hand it makes total sense. Yeah, they've got a tank, they've got soldiers, storm Arasaka with the Aldecaldos. But on the other hand, I'm just sitting here going like, but I was so more interested in other aspects of this world. And since I would never choose to join Hanako, because she's so sketch, as are all of Arasaka, I'm just left sitting in, gnashing my teeth, wanting more. It's not that I want... That's what I mean when I say mix. It's not that I think the game was bad. I want more of it, but I just want more of my idea of it. And maybe that's selfish. Though I don't think it is. I think to an extent I'm entitled to have an opinion on how I would have preferred the story had gone. And still appreciate what they tried to do with it. I do get it. But man, I would have frickin' loved some more mock stuff. The Clouds missions were probably the most interesting aspect to me. Lord Danger. Sorry, that's a sweet name for a studio. Pixel Mafia is pretty good too, to be honest. In-game TV cinematics. God, the amount... Just... Can you imagine the amount of effort that went into all those ads? I mean, just on their own, you've got to make fake ads. And any kind of advertising requires a fundamental understanding of filmmaking, psychology, finance, all that sort of thing. And to make them for a product that does not exist is an incredible... That takes dedication to world building. Good world building is something I appreciate, but I'm not very good at it myself. But the people who spend the time to really sit down and try to construct every aspect of a world. Because whenever I write, I usually construct a small... Well, my writing tends to be character-focused, not sort of world-focused. So I'm not really interested in these big, expansive Game of Thrones-style fantasy worlds. I like a very contained story, usually set around either a Earth world or a near-Earth world. I like history building. But, like, in-depth world building, people who create languages, that sort of thing, I mean, that's not part of this. But, you know, that sort of thing I respect. Creating the advertisements, creating the, politics, creating the layout of this. I mean, the whole city feels actually pretty naturally laid out, which cities have been quite good at. I think they actually get, like, urban planners to look to design or come up with a design, and it has to feel built. You can't just, like, plop down the perfect design for a city, because it'll feel fake, it'll feel abstract. But to make it feel evolved, to make it feel natural, like it has been started off as a small town and then expanded and risen up and everything, I think they really nailed it with Night City is fantastically well designed. Outside of it, not so much. Once you leave the city circuits, the game becomes significantly less interesting to look at. Pacifica was very underused. Now, I know Pacifica's the focus for Phantom Liberty, isn't it? Because they're adding a section to it, aren't they? I don't feel like they needed to add a section to it. I feel like there was enough of Pacifica present that you could probably have just used more of it, maybe expanded some of the interiors. Because you only really go there for, like, two things. The GIM and that gig with Mr. Hands. As far as I know, there's nothing else there but the Cyber Psychos as well. But apart from those, it's extraordinarily underutilized. A lot of this game is actually quite underutilized, surprisingly. Think about, like, some open-world games. Take Rockstar, for example. I don't think Rockstar has ever made a game where you didn't use practically 100% of the city, or as much as you really can. There's very little exploration necessary. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2's world was massive, but you go to all of it, practically. In this, if you choose to do all the random encounters and the stranger missions and everything like that, there's not one stone left unturned. Every settlement, every town, every river, every part of the game is used, with the exception of the parts that were used in Red Dead Redemption 1. And you know, for that, it feels like compressed into the smaller side as it needed to fit what it had. Whereas Night City feels a little more like it sits you in this world and has its missions, but it's not trying to sort of funnel you around to make sure you experience all of the city. And I'm not sure which is the best approach, but I did feel like parts of the Night City were a little underutilized. There's some very detailed areas around Night City that you will normally never get a look at. There's a rail network you never use. There's, you know, that massive thing down south, and that island I don't think we even went to. Maybe no, we were in the middle of the city. I don't think we ever went to that island that was off the coast. I never even looked at that. And ultimately I'm not sure if having bits you don't really see that, you know, things could be happening, having the world go on without you, is a fine approach in certain circumstances. For this kind of thing, I think it can work. I think it did work in parts. I like the fact that we didn't spend too much time in Haywood after we left, and then you go back there for a couple of extra missions. But, you know, if you build a massive part of the city and you never go to it, then you're kind of missing out, I think. But there is some merit to that. I mean, you're not supposed to do literally everything in this game. You can't. Really. Well, you can. Someone will try. I can't. I've never been a completionist. After a solid 55 hours, I think that's a good chunk of time to have sunk into a game. And if I'm not necessarily worried about making sure I collect everything and trying to do a full completionist run of this, I've just never been worried about it. I don't enjoy watching that number tick up to 100%. I like immersion. I like to feel like I've been literally placed inside the world itself, making decisions based on what I see, how I feel, what I've said, what I've done. Once you start going into the more gamey aspects, abstracting it outside of the world into now the game, once you start playing the game, not living the life, it can be difficult for me to remain invested. And for the most part, this game pretty well nails that aspect of it. Getting immersed is really difficult in a game as buggy as this, and it's still buggy. Which is a real shame. Because when I'm really involved and invested and immersed in a story, and then suddenly we're gonna have this spaz out, we're gonna have all the cars pop in. I mean, I know there are limitations, but some of those are really jarring. It may have helped to narrow the scope a smidge. It always amazes me how people want more, like, broader, wider, more open worlds, when I always think, what, that's not actually true. That's not what people really want. They think they do. I think people want a more curated and streamlined approach. You want some freedom. That's the point of a video game. You don't want to be huddled down corridors all day. But you also want to make sure that it's not going to pull you out of the whole thing every time you look in the wrong place. So a streamlined, more carefully curated approach isn't a bad thing in my opinion. Though this is a CD Projekt Red RPG, they're sort of known for being open as it can be. And there's merit to that approach. But there are certain elements that I really think maybe could have been just very carefully compressed into a way that was easier to virtualize, perhaps. That's not a complaint, it's more of a personal preference. I like a game that does one thing or a small number of things really well, more than I like a game that tries to do everything alright. Why I've been so cold on Ubisoft for a while, because they're trying to do all of the things, and I'm still interested in doing all of the things. I want to do one thing and really nail it. I think that approach generally lends itself to a more fulfilling story in any case. So, yeah, when you get to the end of the credits, you get a few extra rewards in the open world, and it kicks you back to the last save prior to starting with Hanako. So there's still more I could do, but that's where I'm going to end it until Phantom Liberty. What an experience. What a game. And let's not kid ourselves, it's not a perfect game, but then what is? Perfection is untenable, it cannot be reached. And I think ultimately, if you weigh up the positives and the negatives, I think you come out with a good experience, a very good experience. But V's still got some story left in her. Phantom Liberty is coming out, eventually. And I am very much excited to play it, and see where it goes, see where it leads, see what's in store. And I suppose if I'm left wanting more, then the game's done its job, hasn't it? But that's over. That's all of Cyberpunk that I intend to do for now. I mean, what else can you say? Later.